Hello, this is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. I have been requested to read more from the Torah, but currently I have an eye infection and I only have one Torah, and so the reading wouldn't be valid if I read it from the King James. The Torah is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, and the Hebrew is on this side and the English translation is on this side. And if I read it from the King James Version or any other version, it wouldn't be, it would be from the first 5 books of the Old Testament, but it wouldn't truly be from the Torah. But because of the history that I've read while reading the Torah, I've been led to read something else from the Old Testament. And it's in 1 Kings chapter 18, starting in verse 25. And what the setting is Ahab has come to Elijah, and they're having like a battle between Yahweh, who is the God of Israel, and Baal, who is the deity for Ahab and his wife Jezebel. And they're going to prove who's the true God. So, believe it or not, the Jewish faith, the Muslim faith, and the Christian faith are not monotheistic. They are polytheistic, and it's right here in the Old Testament. Now, there is one true God, and that is Yahweh, but there are other gods. And here it is, right in the King James Version of the Bible, of the Old Testament, for anyone that doesn't believe me. So here we are, 1 Kings chapter 18, starting at verse 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call upon the name of your gods, but put unto fire under. And they took the bullock, and was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass that noon that Elijah mocked them, and said, Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is on a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be wakened. So at noon Elijah started mocking them, because their God was not answering. And they cried aloud, but cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, until the blood gushed upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and thy prophets, until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any answer, nor any regard. And Elijah said unto them, All people, come near unto me. And all people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of the Lord's that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of tribes of the sons of Jacob. Unto them the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. The Lord declared at this moment in time that the sons of Jacob were the 12 tribes of Israel, and said, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench around the altar, and as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water. And they poured it upon the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, Do it a second time. And they did a second time. And he said, Do it the third time. And they did it the third time. So 12 barrels of water have been poured upon the meat and the wood. And the water ran about the altar and filled the trench with water. And it came to pass that the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art Lord God, and that thou hast turned their hearts back again. And the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and all the stones and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And then all the people saw it and fell upon their faces, and they said, The Lord, he is the God, the Lord, that he is God. And Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. This is the historic moment when the sons of Jacob are declared the 12 tribes of Israel. And God says, Yahweh says, that they are Israel. Why is this ignored by Protestant denominations? And potentially Catholics. I don't know if the Catholics cover this or de-emphasize this like Protestants do. I only know from a Protestant point of view. Is it because there's polytheism involved here? Because there is polytheism. We can say, oh, the Old Testament doesn't matter because we're covered by grace. But being covered by grace just means that we don't have to make sacrifices anymore. The historical events of the Old Testament are still the historical events of the Old Testament, are part of the entire Bible that we accept. Are we going to say, since we're covered by grace, we're going to ignore Noah's Ark or creation? There are other deities. It's just that our deity, Yahweh, is the one true God. Our religion, Christianity, has a pantheon of deities. That's our origins. And they are still here today. And Baal is still here today. On this day, his priests, the ones of Ahab and Jezebel, were slain. But Baal has other priests and is present in our world today. Just as Yahweh is present, but Yahweh is the one true God. Now, there's another deity that I will talk about in future videos that some claim defeated Yahweh, but it's not true. Yahweh chose not to participate in a battle because the children of Israel